In the early days of the UFC, striking tended to take a back seat to ground fighting. But plenty has changed since the days of BJJ and wrestling's dominance, including boxing, which has evolved leaps and bounds within MMA. UFC fighters routinely use the sweet science for both stand-up fundamentals and highlight knockouts. We caught up with featherweight contender and standout striker Sean Woodson to get his all-time favorite UFC boxers in Take 5.
Boxing as a fundamental is so important in MMA because every fight starts standing. I hear all the time that wrestling and jiu-jitsu are the most important martial arts in MMA, but if you don't know how to box, you're gonna be in trouble.
Big combination! It's all over!
Me being a boxer myself, that's definitely what I like to see most when I'm watching UFC. I'm a huge fan of striking, and I like to see guys exchange and shoot it out in the middle of the octagon. Some of the traits you'll see in a great boxer are defense most important, guys who have a sharp jab, and guys who go to the body often.
Oh, what a body shot by Jose Aldo!
A lot of guys headhunt, but an experienced boxer knows to mix it up and go to that body.
Right back to the body, Hooker goes down, Edson Barboza!
How it feels to land a knockout in fighting is like the ultimate prize. It's the ultimate goal.
This guy's boxing, man, is really slick.
You did the job, you gave the people what they wanted to see, and yeah, it's a flawless victory.
That's gonna do it again. The body work adds up. Sean Woodson living up to the nickname, the St. Louis Sniper.
I'm Sean Woodson, and these are my top 5 all-time greatest boxers in the UFC. Coming in at number 5, Dustin Poirier. I chose Poirier on my list of top boxers because he's got just real solid fundamentals. He's got a good jab. His defense is real tight. He doesn't take much damage, and he knows how to expose holes in other guys' striking. Every time Dustin steps inside the octagon, you can expect to see a shootout. A guy trying to keep it on the feet and box it up with people, box people's ears off, and you can definitely expect to see blood when you're watching a Poirier fight for sure.
Dustin Poirier by knockout!
Poirier versus Holloway was probably one of the most exciting fights that I've seen him in.
Master fight from Poirier!
Both guys are elite level boxers, and it was just a real back and forth fight, and it was, mainly a boxing contest.
My goodness, holy smokes!
I love watching that fight. I watched that fight too many times to count.
That Dustin Poirier is a phenomenal boxer.
Coming in at number 4, I'm going with Adrian Yanez. Every time you see Adrian go in the octagon, you can expect to see slickness, smooth swagger, confidence. He flows in there, he's loose and relaxed, has a good jab, puts the combos together. Head movement is always on point. Fast hands, yeah, he sauces it up on guys. Yanez, when you mix in the flow and you mix in that swagger, it's a uniqueness that a lot of guys have trouble dealing with.
First round knockout for Adrian Yanez.
All of his fights have ended in devastating fashion and knockouts due to the hands. So yeah, all of his highlights are up there. They're good ones.
That's gonna do it. Wow. Adrian Yanez, Mr. Knockout, does it again.
Next up at number 3 is Max Holloway. Every time you watch one of Max Holloway's fights, you can expect to see punches and bunches. You can expect to see him sticking that jab high-low, going to the body, switching it up, coming back upstairs. The volume is what stands out to me the most, how he puts together tons of shots on guys. He's not throwing 1 or 2, he's putting together 5 or 6 shots at a time. He overwhelms guys with his volume. He doesn't throw hard every shot, but he makes sure they connect, and he has pinpoint accuracy. Max Holloway's fight that stand out to me has to be against Calvin Kattar. I mean, that was just a masterclass performance. I think going into that fight, people thought it was going to be a lot more competitive than what it was because, Calvin's a great boxer as well, and Max is known for his boxing.
Max Holloway just looks so slick.
Huge left hand for Holloway.
People thought it was going to be a back and forth fight, but mid-fight, landing strikes on him, telling him I'm the best boxer in the UFC. It was the Holloway show through and through.
Hawaii's finest, looking a whole lot like the best in the world tonight.
Coming in at number 2, the notorious Conor McGregor. Conor's considered one of the greatest boxers in MMA because that's always been on his route to victory. That's what he looks for, and that's what he hunts from bell to bell, is to try to knock your head off. That's how he rose up through the ranks, was about putting hands on people.
Conor relaxed and smiling.
Oh my! Just
slapped him
like that!
That left hand is deadly.
It just seems to be one of those punches and fighters just get shocked by.
What makes Conor's style unique and different is the confidence he carries into the cage. He carries that confidence that he knows he just has to touch you one time and he can put you to sleep. The accuracy, the power, the knockouts. You can expect to see him hunting the KO from bell to bell.
It is all over! Just like that!
That's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. Conor McGregor is for real.
My number 1 pick for best boxer in UFC history is game bred himself, Jorge Masvidal. I chose Masvidal to be on my list because he's a slick, smooth customer in there. He mixes it up well, goes to the body just as much as the head, and yeah, he fights with some swagger.
Oh! Beautiful left hook.
My favorite moments in Masvidal's career when he fought Cowboy Cerrone and finished him with body shots and showed his elite level striking there.
Masvidal working the body, and that is it!
And his fight against Darren Till. I believe he was the underdog going into that fight as well and knocked him out in his hometown. A lot of people didn't see that coming. Every time you see Masvidal fight, you can expect to see excitement. You can expect to see a dog and just pushing forward and trying to knock you out. And I feel like that's what you need to be a high-level striker. I'm Sean Woodson, and thank you for taking 5.